Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new, I'm Jeanette from Boutique Sewing and Crafts. In this video, one of the things that I want to do is I want to embroider initials on a tote bag. I got these tote bags from Michael. I bought them about sometime last year. They were like super cheap. I think they were just tote bags that they were just, trying to get rid of. And I think I got them for like $1 or something like that. So I was gonna go to the dollar store and I was gonna buy a big gift bag to give the blanket and the dinner napkins in a gift. And when I saw that I had these in my storage, I figured, you know what? This would be really cute for me to go ahead and embroider the initials. That way it serves as a gift bag and also they can use that as a tote bag. So one of the things that I want to do is I'm going to create the initials. I'm going to do applique, scallop. I think it's scallop or scallop. I think it's scallop. It's the initials that have the little curve on it. I'm going to use the color sorted feature on here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that because it's like really super easy and it kind of helps you to do the applique a lot faster. That way you do your placement stitches all at once and you can do your tack down all at once, cut everything all at once, and then just do the satin stitch instead of taking this item in and out of the machine all the time. Okay, so let's I brought my laptop over so I can show you guys exactly how I do this. Okay, so I am going to scoot you guys over here and I'm going to try to make it so that way you guys can probably see exactly how I'm doing this, and I think you can see everything. Let me try to make this just a little bit bigger, and I will actually say where I am scrolling on so that way you can see. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 6x6 hoop. So I'm going under Embrilliance preferences. Is it? Yeah, Embrilliance preferences. I'm going under hoops. And right now this is a 9x9, but I want to scoot down and let's see, I want a 6x6. A little more here. This is a 6x6. I'm going to hit apply because I'm going to use my fast frames for this. Okay, so I have a 6x6, so I'm going to use the 6x6. I'm going to hit on here and add an applique, and this already automatically popped up. Now this I got from Stitchtopia, and it's a circle scallop 3-inch. Okay, as you can see, it fits in fine. Okay, now this is the one that goes into circle. Now, one of the things that I want to mention to you guys is that when you buy these types of font, um, always look at the documents that come with the file. You know, just don't grab the BX file and stuff. As you can see, Stitchtopia, this is the font that I got. Okay, so you guys can see over here, it tells you what can give you what letter. Okay, so the way that this circle works, okay, is you would do the first initial. The first one is going to be lowercase. Okay, so the first initial is a B, and that's going to be lowercase. So in here in the text, so I'm going to take this out. First initials B. Her last name is with a T, capital T. Okay, so it's going to be small b, capital T, and then it's what is it, A. Now the thing is, I wouldn't type A on here. Okay, for the right letters, okay, and stuff right here, it says this. What you're going to do is for the A, I'm going to hit this little symbol right here, which is this one right here, and now I'm going to hit enter. And then as you can see, okay, this is the B, this is the T, and this is the A. Okay, and as you can see, it makes it into like a circle. All right, now I'm going to show you if I was to just type all caps, right, and I would do BTA. Well, this is all small. Let me do caps BTA. Let's see what we would have. This is definitely not a circle. Okay, this is not what we want. Okay, so and then if I did all lowercase BTA, it's this. Oh no, this is all upper. Sorry, lowercase BTA. See, it would go. This is what I would get. So you got to make sure that you understand how to type up the letters and stuff like that. So like I said, usually one of the things that I learned with the applique is a 3-letter. They say that it's the first name, the middle initial, which is usually the bigger one. In the middle is the last name, and then it's the first name, the last name, and the middle initial. That's how they usually do it. Okay, so so it would be a small b, capital T, small b, capital T, and then this one would be the A. And this is what we want. Okay, now let's do the color sorting. Okay, because like I was telling you guys, let's see if we can get this so that way I just do all the tack down stitches first, and then I do all the cutting, and then just have all the satin stitches. Okay, now I'm going to make this just a little bigger so you guys can see how this actually looks. Let me make it just so that you guys can really see. I want to try to position this. I don't know if you guys can really tell. I'm going to try to make this a little bigger. Now you can tell. Okay. See how this has like a little stitch right here? Okay. So this is like the satin stitch, and then it has like a little stitch right here. All right. Now I'm going to push this back because I want to show you guys what we're going to be doing. All right. Let me put this paper back in my little folder. I don't like to lose my paper. Okay. So remember I told you guys this is, and I'm going to move it back so you guys can see what I'm planning on doing. This is going to be the tote that I want to do. And I want to use this fabric on the tote for the applique. I think this would be really, really cute, okay? The satin stitch, okay? This stitch right here on the outside, I want to make that red. And then the stitch that you see on top of the satin stitch, which is like that single stitch, I want to make that a blue, okay, like a blue to match this. All right, so let's play with the colors and let's change this up. Okay, so I'm going to move you a little closer so that way you guys can see exactly how I do this. Let's see, trying to make this like that. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to start messing around with the colors now. Okay, all right, let's see. I'm going to here. Okay, here's the color. Now, it's always going to be the placement, the tack down, the satin, and the little stitch that goes across on top of the satin. Okay, so each letter has 4 steps, right? I already know that all of the olive green, okay, which is the first one, is going to be the placement stitch. So here is a green, here is a green, and then if I scroll, there's a green. That's going to be all my placement stitch, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to change that all a different color. I can do, I'm going to change that to white. So I'm going to highlight here, and I'm just going to go, and I'm going to change this. You guys can see? Yeah, you can. Change this to white. So make sure you guys can see. And as you can see, nothing here changes because this is just a placement stitch, okay? So I'm going to go down to this dark green, well, dark olive. There you go. Okay. Here's another dark olive, and I'm going to change that to white. Now the next step that you see here, which is the caramel, the pink, that is the actual tack down stitch. That's when you actually, like, after they put the placement stitch, you lay down your fabric, and then what it does, it sews on top of the fabric, so that way you can take it out of the machine, you can cut it. Well, I want all of this to be gray. So I'm going to highlight all the caramels that I see on this section right here, okay? And I'm going to pick the silver. Let's just pick silver. And of course, you're not going to see any of the changes in here, okay? Here's the caramel. I'm going to change that to silver also. Here's a caramel. Sorry, I picked the wrong one. Caramel, Come on, Jeanette. Come on, Jeanette. Get it together. There you go. So I got it all. All right. So now here's the blue and the amber red. Okay. The blue is the satin stitch. Remember I said I wanted to make that red. So I'm going to highlight this, the peacock blue. I'm going to select red. And this is where you're actually visually going to see it on the screen. It's changing. See how it changed? This changed to red. I'm going to go back to the peacock. You know, the next one for the T. And I'm going to change this to red. Hit OK. I'm going to scroll down. Here's a peacock blue. I'm going to change this to red. And then now you're going to see the satin stitch for all three of these are red. Okay. Now you see right on here, I'm going to put this a little closer so that way you guys can see. See, there's a little stitching right in here. Okay. That one is amber red. I want to change that to a blue. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Which is like right here. This is the amber red. Okay. And let's pick that. And I'm going to pick a blue. Blue, blue, blue. Where are you? I'm going to pick, let me do electric blue. Let me hit OK. There you go. And see how cute? Let me make it a little closer so you can see. See? You can see the blue? Okay. I'm going to do the same thing for the T and the A. Okay. So as you can see, like right here, here's an amber. Okay. And then here I'm going to do a blue. Again. There's the electric blue. I'm going to hit OK. And then the last amber red. I'm going to select the electric blue as well. Where is it? I skipped it, didn't I? There it is. All right, cool. All right. So here you have all three. Now, I want to show you guys something, okay? I'm going to click up here, and that's that little needle for the simulator. And I want to show you exactly how right now, if I was to leave this alone, right, and not touch it, don't do any color sort yet or anything, okay? This is what's going to happen, okay? Now, you see, this is the white, okay? So this is the placement stitch for the first letter, okay? Then goes the gray. This is the tack down. When I put the little fabric down, then I would have to take it out of the machine after this, okay? And cut the fabric, right? Then I'm going to do the satin. And then after the satin goes a little blue. And then it would do another placement, the next letter, see? Okay, then it's going to do the tack down, then it's going to do the red, then it's going to do the blue. But already you saw I took it out of the machine twice, right? Well, not really, like 4 times, okay? You know, yeah, 4 times. And then that means 6 times I would have to take it out because then again, once again, here's the last letter. Here's the tack down to the fabric that I would have to take it out of the machine so that way I could cut it out. And then it would do the satin and then I would do the blue. Well, I'm going to be using the same type of fabric. I'm going to be using this, right? I'm going to be using it all the time on the, let me show you. This is going to be on this, right? And I'm going to be using it all the time. And I just want to take this fabric once and put all, you know, I just put all the placement stitches on here. Let me put the fabric down, do all the tack down. I'll cut it all out. And then just have it do all the satin and do all the finishing on here, okay? I don't want to be taking it in and out of the machine, right? So if you don't want to do that, this is what you're going to do, okay? I'm going to move you up. Now, on top right here, let me go all the way up. You see under here, utility, okay? Well, let me make this a little closer so you guys can see. Right here under utility, look right here, it has color sort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. Okay. And then it says right here, it says this design has been reduced by 8 color changes. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. So I'm going to hit new view, okay, and I have clicked down here, and I want you to see something too. Look, there's less steps. So, but let's do this, okay? Now that I have done this, I'm going to show you guys this. Let's do the simulator again now. And if you notice right up front right here, see how it did break, okay? It's continuous and stuff. So look what's going to happen. This is all the placement stitch for all the letters. Did you see that? Now I'm going to take the fabric, I put it on the item. Now it's the tack down stitch. And it's for all 3 letters. Right? So now what I'm going to do after this is done, this is where I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to cut all my fabric. Then I'm going to put it in the machine. I'm just going to let it rip. You know why? Because now I have the fabric for all 3, and then look what's going to happen. The satin stitch, the satin stitch, the satin stitch, all at one time. All at one time. And then now it's going to do that blue stitch. Okay? On each of these things, now it's just going to do the blue stitch. All right? And then look, it's like the blue, the blue, the blue, finished. That's it. See? So that's how you could do the color sort on an applique to really make things a lot faster. Instead of taking something and putting it in and out, in and out, in and out of the machine. Okay? So now that you got this concept, now that you see that how I modified the file to do this, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be saving this in a USB, and I am going to be putting this on the tote bag, and you guys are going to be able to see how it actually works on the machine and how I do it, okay, on the actual tote bag. All right. Okay, guys, I want to show you guys how I'm going to be setting this up. I already had threaded my machine, okay? I'm going to do this on my 6 needle, but I just wanted to show you how I'm actually doing this. And I'm going to have to maneuver a little bit because you can see I have the supervisor over here. And the reason why I did thread my 6 needle machine is because he's like laying right in front of the 10 needle machine. So, looks like we're going to have to go to the other machine because Mello's being lazy. Right, Mello? Mello? Are you going to move, Mello? See? Not moving. Okay, so anyway. So, the dog rules. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how I'm going to do this, all right? So, I already showed you how I'm going to create the file. And, of course, don't pay attention to all the colors that you see over here. My printer is running out of ink, so it just printed it like this. But I went ahead and I printed the template off of Embrilliance. So that way I can just tape this on here to make sure that I am going to embroider this where I want it to be, okay? Another thing is I'm using heat and bond, okay? This is what I have. I forgot to leave it out so you guys can see. I use the heat and bond light, okay, for applique. This is another reason why, let me share with you. Another reason why it's good to do it to print this template out is because it also helps you to determine how much fabric you need. Because this is the fabric that I want to actually put on the bag. So as you can see, I was able to cut a nice piece. And at the same time, this also gives you an indication of how much of a piece of heat and bond you need as well. So this is going to be pretty nice. You know, this is enough to put on this sheet and also enough to put on here. So as you can see, this is more than enough fabric in order to go on here. Okay, so I'm going to be using, so you guys know, my my fast frames, and on the fast frames I am going to be using my sticky stabilizer. Okay, and you know, I am considering getting another type of frames, the ones that clamp down, because when you're using fast frames, you know, some people use double-sided tape to put tearaway stabilizer. I always end up using the sticky stabilizer. Sticky stabilizer, it's okay. It's really good. It does help to keep everything in place. The only thing is it can get kind of pricey. So I'm thinking to look into, I've seen some frames that have like the clamp. So I'm looking into getting into some of those and stuff. So I'm going to put my sticky stabilizer on my fast frame. That way it's there. And one of the things that I like, you know, the measurements. It's really the measurements that I like. When you print out your template, when you print it out in Embrilliance, you actually see what you're going to actually embroider. So you have a very good idea on the eye and everything, on the size and everything. So as you can see, this is going to fit nicely in this frame, okay? Because I was thinking, do I really need the big one, the 6x6? I really don't. This is, I believe, a 5x5, and it fits really nicely in here. So this is going to work nicely, okay? So there's a couple of reasons why these templates can be really, really useful. You know, you can make sure that it's actually going to fit in within the hoop that you're working with. You can actually use it to make sure that you're placing it correctly on the item that you're going to embroider on, okay? Because usually what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll just like eyeball it and say this is where I want it, and then I'll just scotch tape it around and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's also going to help me determine how much of the heat and bond that I need, and also how much fabric I need as well, okay? So the heat and bond, you know, comes with a rough side, and then of course it comes with the paper. So what you do is you just apply this to your fabric. And I do have to turn on my iron. I didn't do that because of course Mellow is in my way. And every time I turn on my iron, I lose a little bit of lighting in the room. Oh, he moved. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, someone's moving. Well, excuse me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the ironing board. And this is the piece of fabric that I'm going to use. This is more than enough fabric than what I need, because as you can see, the template fits nicely on this, okay? Of course, I'm not going to, you know, I don't mind leaving this. I'll cut this all out and stuff, but this is mostly going to be on here, okay? So I see that my thing is ready. So on the wrong side of the fabric, and here's the sticky glue. So I'm going to place this down right here, okay? And then I'm going to iron this on here. Okay. On the paper, just going to smooth it out. You don't put any steam or anything like that. Just let the iron sit on it just a little bit. Because what it is you just want it hot because you want the adhesive to stick to the fabric. Okay. Now, another thing too that's really, really, really important is you're going to have to peel this paper off. You know, there have been times when I've made the mistake because you got to let this cool first. Okay, so you want to let this cool. There have been times when I leave it cooling, okay, and then I start to embroider, and then what happens is I forget that the paper is on here, and then I'll just lay this in there and I embroider on it with the paper in it, and then I'm like, oh, that's bad, you know, so that's like really, really bad, because then you kind of like ruin your project and stuff. So usually what I'll do is I'll try to set my fabric, and I won't do any embroidering until this is set exactly how I want it. Now I still feel that it is a little warm, so I'm gonna just, you peel this cool, and you'll know when it's ready, like it's already starting to cool down and stuff. Yep, now it's ready and stuff. And then I can just take an end, and then I just peel it off, peel off the paper, and then what you're gonna see is the back of the fabric is going to have like a little shine. Let me see if I can get this on the camera. See, it has a little shine. That means now there is adhesive. And then what's going to happen is then I will, after I'm done sewing it and stuff like that, I will then iron it on, and then the fabric will just stick to the bag. Okay, so now this is ready. So now I put this aside here, and then I can throw away the paper, and then I know that I'm not going to make, you know, I put that aside, and I know I'm not going to make a mistake of putting that on the tote bag with the paper on behind the fabric. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our table. Okay, so now let's talk about how I'm going to put the center on this. Now, I was thinking about taking off the handles, like going in and just untying these knots and taking them off. But then I was like, this could get unraveled and all that kind of stuff. And then putting them back, sometimes, you know, you may end up putting them back uneven and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm going to leave them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this and I'm just going to fold it in half. Okay. Like so. And of course, the handles are getting in the way because they're in here. And I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to fold it in half. Try to align it the best I can. Okay, so this is my little center point right here. So what I'm going to do is I like using stickers. Okay. Am I videotaping? Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm going to use stickers. And all it is just really to know where the center is. Right, so this is like the center. You can use like a marking pen if you want. I don't like the marking pens because for me, it's a hit and miss situation. Sometimes the mark comes off, sometimes it doesn't. I don't want to be bothered with that. I don't want to ruin my products. So I like these little circle stickers. I think the circle stickers work just fine. Okay. So now I know that this is like my little middle point. So now I just have to decide where I actually want my embroidery to be. Okay. Now, when you print out the templates, one of the things that I like about it is that, as you can see right here, there is like a little cross right here, if you see it, and then there's like a little point here. So this kind of helps you to align your template to where you are going to put it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball it to where I have my little dot, and I kind of like it like right here. And I am going to tape this over the dot. It's not a big deal because I can take this off when it gets on the, on the embroidery machine. So I'm just going to eyeball it right here because I think it looks, I'm going to push it down a little bit. Maybe like that. I'm going to put it right here. And let's see, this is like the center point right here. There you go. That looks nice. Okay, this looks good. All right, I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm just going to take Scotch tape and I'm just going to put this over here. Okay. And there you go. I'm going to put it on all four. That way it's nice and secure. All right. So now, all right. So I have this exactly where I want it to be, right? I have this already hooped with my sticky stabilizer. I already have my fabric ready with, I'm bringing over my fabric with my heat and bond. And I already have, I'm going to turn you guys around. I already have, let me lift you up here, lift you up a little bit more, there you go. I already have my machine hooked up with the design, okay, the one that we use, that we color sorted and everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my fast frames in here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, one of the things I liked about the 6 needle, the two difference between the 6 needle and the Brother and the Brother 10 needle is the Brother 10 needle has a scanning capability. The this one does not have the camera, the 6 needle, but it does have a laser pointer. So it kind of shows you exactly where the needle is going to hit. I can tell right off here, this is not the center of the hoop. So I am going to, let's see, I'm going to return this. I'm going to move this up. And then one of the things that I like to do before I actually put the item on is I want to make sure that that red dot is not going to hit any of the sides of my hoop. It shouldn't, because, I printed out the template and the template shows clearly that it is going to embroider inside the hoop. But, I just moved this. So I want to make sure. So I'm doing a trace and it's fine. It's perfect. Yep, it's gonna work fine. Okay, awesome. All right, so it's gonna be fine in there. So, you know, another thing I could have done instead of using, now that I'm thinking about it, instead of using this, I could have used, and it probably would have been better if I had used my 5x5 hoop, because this would have fit nicely in there. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that, okay? See how sometimes you can change your mind, but you can do either or. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm thinking about changing it from this to the 5x5 mighty hoop. So, because I know some of you guys may come out and say, well, Jeanette, why did you change it? Why didn't you just leave it? This is what's going through my mind. Even though this is sticky stabilizer and it shouldn't really shift the fabric or anything like that, I do have to remove this whole thing out, and then I have to cut out the fabric. I know that the mighty hoop secures the item really well, so that when I go to cut the applique out, it shouldn't shift. But you know what? Let's proceed. But just want to let you know how my mind is working here, because I'm like wondering, but let's try it. Let's see what's the worst that it can happen, right? All right, these bags were only $1, so it's fine. Okay, let's proceed. So never mind, it's just Jeanette thinking out loud, okay? You know, okay, so I have the bag, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it underneath. Now, this thing has that laser point, so what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that that laser point is right smack in the middle of where I had my item. Now, another thing that I am going to do in here, because remember I was talking about it shifting a little bit, I'm going to use some clips. I have these clips, and I think this is going to help. As a matter of fact, hold on, I have some better clips, if I can find them. Don't go anywhere. Well, you know what? I can't find them. They're not like right there. So I'll just use what I originally was thinking about. I do have like some sliding clips that I like to use, and I like to put them on here because I feel like this secures it. But this can kind of work too. These are the clips that I'm using. Okay. These are like little paper clips and stuff. But I did have some other clips that I liked. And you know, when you're like organizing and you're putting your stuff away and you're like, I'm going to put it here because it makes sense and it's going to be like super neat, because then if I need them, I can find them right away. Well, as you can see, I can't find them. So, so much for my organizational skills when it comes to those clips. I think I may have took them back downstairs. Anyway. Yeah, I can't find them right now. So anyway, that's fine. Let's just stay with this, okay? Keep life simple. All right, so I'm going to make sure. I think it's a little crooked. No, it's fine. Okay. All right, so now that I know that I have this exactly where I need it to be, I have all the threads that I need. Now I'm going to take off my template, okay? And then, of course, remember, underneath the template, I had that little dot, right? So I'm going to take that off also. And I have like these little things in here that I can just go in here and peel it off. There you go. So I have that got that off. Put that on the paper here. All right. So this is fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it rip and do its thing, okay? So let me bring you guys closer. Now remember, we did the color sort, right? So what's going to happen, okay, is that it's going to, and I want to try to make sure I bring you guys so that you guys can see exactly what's going to happen. Remember, I did color sort. So the color sort, all right, is going to do the placement stitch first. Then we're going to stop it. Okay, so let's start embroidering, and we're going to look at the placement stitch now. And it's going to be the color white. And I know it's kind of hard for you to see because I have the white thread on it. Okay. Now, before it goes any further, I want to try to put the camera so you guys can see. Now, yeah, there you go. See how see all the placement stitch. Here's the B, here's the T, and here's the A, okay? Now, I'm going to take this fabric, I'm going to put it on top, okay? Now, a little trick that some people do but that would be smart to do if you do it one at a time. Sometimes people cut little holes in here right where you see these little like slits in here, so that way it kind of makes it easier for them to cut around. Unfortunately, that's going to be kind of difficult because these are kind of small and I'm not doing them one at a time, I'm doing them all, but that's okay. Well, I mean, we'll make it work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this, and of course remember I have this this raw edge of the fabric. I'm going to make sure that none of this raw edge is part of the design, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this fabric down here, okay? And I'm going to let it do the tack down stitch, all right? Now it's the tack down stitch. And I'm going to stop it for a little bit because I forgot my chopsticks. One of the things that I like to do is when it's first starting out, I like to hold on to the fabric. But the thing is, some people put their fingers in. Don't do that. You don't want an accident, okay? So I use the chopsticks because as you can see, if the needle hits the chopstick, it's just a stick. It's not my finger. And let me see if I can adjust the camera so you guys can see it a little better because I know that the fabric is not going to shift now. I know it's a little difficult to see, but see the gray? Okay, so it is done with all of the tack down stitches. Now the next stitch is going to be the satin stitch, and then it's going to be the one around it. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we cut out the applique, okay? So I'm going to take you and let's go to the cutting table and let's cut this out, okay? And I've never done an applique using, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to twirl you so fast. Hope you guys didn't get dizzy. I never did an applique using fast frames. I've always used them on the Mighty Hoop, but there's a first time for everything. My whole thing is that this doesn't shift, okay? And I don't think it is. I think it's going to be fine and stuff. Let me try to position you so that you can see exactly what I'm doing as I'm cutting. Let's see here. Let's get you on here. There you go. All right, cool. I am going to use, let's see, let me get some scissors here. Some really good ones. And let's start cutting some of this stuff out. Of course, in the beginning, it's always easy because, you know, you're cutting a whole big chunk. One of the things that I noticed right away is some applique designs, what they do is the tack down stitch is a little bit thin, on the thin side, right? You want to have a design that has like a really thick tack down stitch that really can help you hold down that fabric. This one's really, really nice. I like this this monogram. It's very popular. Okay, now you want to cut as close to the stitches as possible, but you don't want to cut the stitch. Okay, so okay, that's one part there. And then as you can see in here, I'm gonna have to poke in there and get that out. Or you know what? I think I may leave it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the inside because I think the insides are cute. I don't know. Let me see how I feel after I finish cutting everything. Because everything's a feeling, you know. Sometimes it's how you feel. Okay, so because sometimes it can be kind of cute if you leave the inside fabric, you know. Okay, so I'm cutting around. And you know, when you do the color sort, as you can see, I have everything that I can cut everything all at once. If you don't do the color sort, you know, and this is not a solution for like everything. Sometimes you can't do the color sort on certain designs, right? And you know, but if you can, I highly recommend doing that because it does save you time, because you're not taking the fabric in and out of the machine all the time, because I would have had to take it in and out for this, in and out for this, in and out for this, just to, you know, put the placement stitch and the tack down. So I did it all in one, which is pretty cool, right? So trying to cut all this stuff out here. Okay, here's the T. I really do like this applique. I think it's like so mega cute. It's very, very popular too. People really seem to like this. And I know my elbow's all in front of the camera. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is like a very, very popular applique design for monograms. A lot of people like it. And I think I'm going to use it for myself in some projects. And I think monograms, from what they tell me, is very, very popular down south. I personally was never big on the monograms and stuff. I grew up in New York City, so I don't know, it just wasn't something that folks around me were really big on. But I guess around here, people love having their initials on stuff, so. And it is cute. Okay, so. Okay, I'm looking at this, and I'm like thinking, should I, shouldn't I? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this in here. Let me see. Can I cut it out? If I wanted to, I'm just changing scissors. No, I'm going to leave this because this may be more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, it's going to be a little more trouble than it's worth. It would have been easier maybe if I had like pre-cut in here and then I could grab it and then cut around it. But I kind of like it. Let me see if... And this is the other thing with the applique that I do want to tell you guys. It's very, very important that you guys cut as close to the stitches as possible because then you don't want the fabric to poke out. And as you can see, I'm not letting this go. It's like now it's like I want to go in there. And no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because the satin stitch is going to go around here. So people are going to know it's an A. All right, so let's just leave this. I'm going to leave this as is. Gives it character. It's going to look cute. All right, so let's go back to the machine and let us finish this applique. Should I cut it? Now I'm like debating, guys. I'm like, God. And I know you guys are probably watching me going, oh, Janae, would you just cut it already? And you know what? I just did a slit on that one. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to do it, guys, because I just did the slit on this. So now I'm stuck because if you do one, you do them all, right? Okay, so that's it. Yep, I'm going to do it. Because then it'll look more like the letter. There it is. I did that one. Where's this scissor? Because this is where I was able to really pick it up and do that slit. There you go. Got it. Perfect. These scissors are like so super like sharp. They're scary. Okay, so I got that one. You guys got to be careful because the last thing you want to do is cut the fabric that's underneath the fabric that you're trying to cut. There you go. So I got that. Yep, you know what? I'm glad I did it. It's going to look nice. It looks better that way. All right, and then I just have to do the A, which is right here. Let me hold this scissor right here. And hope the last letter isn't going to give you a problem. There it is. Now it's like, it's just trying to find that spot where I can slide that scissor underneath. It's just trying to find that. And, okay. And I think I got it. There you go. Yep. Okay. Let me get the other scissor and just take the inside of the A. I think that looks a lot better. Yeah. That's what you know, just go that extra mile. Stop being lazy. That's you know, then it wouldn't have came out nice and I would have been like, why was I so lazy? If you're going to do something, do it right. All right, there we go. So I got that out. Got all of this out. And we're fine. All right, here we go, guys. There. See? All right. Now I'm ready for my satin stitch. Okay. So let's go over to the machine. Let's finish this up. Okay. I'm going to put it right back in the machine and stuff. So let me position you back so that you guys can see how it's going to come out. I'm really glad that I took the time to take out those extra pieces, because I was like trying to save time and everything. But you know what, you can't be lazy. You just can't, because then it's not going to come out right, and then you're going to hate yourself for it. So all right, cool. All right, so here we go. Let's let it rip, and let's see how it comes out. Okay, over here I do see a little bit of fabric that I should have cut. Maybe I didn't cut all the way. I think it's that. I'm just going to cut it right now. There you go. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's just the edges. See, I should have cut these edges, and I really didn't cut the edges very well. But that's okay. Keep going. I love it. I love it. I am so glad that I didn't get lazy. Oh my God. Let's take this out. I'm going to go over to the cutting table. I want to show you guys how this turned out. Oh my God. Let's take a look at it. And I'm also going to show you how I'm going to use this back. Okay, let's go over to the table now. Okay, let me lift you up a little bit. How you guys can see. But let's take a look at this really closely, okay? Look at how it came out. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know about you. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I love it. I love it. This is so, so nice. I can see why people love this. Oh, this is so nice. Really nice. Love it. Love it. Okay, I'm in love. I'm in love with this one. All right, let me show you why I wanted to do this, okay? Let me take this out of here. Okay, let me get all my scissors out. And you know what? I misplaced the little covering for my camera scissors. So I'm going to have to go and hunt to see where did I put it. And so I might have to rewatch the video so that I can see where I actually put it when I took it in my hand. Because I don't find it anywhere. But anyway, it will turn out. Okay. I'm going to take this out of here. Okay. Need the stabilizer on there. Okay, let me put this away. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to find, because these scissors are like super sharp. Okay. So guys, this is what I plan on doing. Now, usually you can do like gift bags and stuff like that when you're giving gifts, right? So my whole thing is I had made her, you know, this is the little tote bag that I'm going to give. Instead of doing a paper gift bag, because paper gift bags, people usually take it and they use them and they re-gift them, you know, to use them to give gifts to other people. So this is going to be so that she has everything in one bag, and she has a tote bag that she can reuse with her initials on. Oh, this came out really nice. I like it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Okay, so I'm going to put her Air Force blanket in here. Okay. And then these are the dinner napkins that I did the video on yesterday, and I'm also going to put these in here. Okay. Look at how nice. And then this is going to be her gift bag where her nice little gifts are in, and it has a tote bag that's reusable. Isn't that cute? You guys can see? Can you guys see? I hope you guys can see. Oh my God, this is so cute. So now, instead of a regular gift bag, I'm going to be giving her her little tote bag. Let me just show it to you guys. Oh, you guys don't see it there. Okay, sorry. Okay, see? Isn't that cute? Just in case you guys didn't see. Okay, I put the blanket, the quilted blanket that I made for her, and also the dinner napkins. So it's something that she can reuse. She can use this if she goes to the beach, or to carry things around, or whatever. I mean, she has a little tote bag that's reusable, washable, and stuff like that, and it has her thing. Now, one thing that I forgot to do, let me take this stuff out. I just remember this. I didn't iron it, because remember, we did the heat and bond in here. I didn't iron it, okay? So, let me take this out. And let me turn on the iron, okay? Completely forgot. Did not iron it. But that's easy. That's just putting the iron right on top for just a couple of seconds. You can put it on a heat press or something like that. I'm just going to use a regular iron. So this is going to be her stuff. Let's go over to the ironing board so you can see how I'm actually going to do this. There you go. Because you really don't need to see everything. And so, really, really cute. So the reason why you want to iron it is so that you don't want anything to fray, or you don't want the fabric to shift or anything like that. So I'm just going to take this, and once again, the handles always get in the way. And I'm going to just take this and I'm just going to give it a nice, good press. Go. Just so that it can stick. Even put a little seam in there. There you go. Just want to really, there you go. Nice. Nice. Now it's good. See, you just do it really, really quick. That's all. You don't have to, like, you know. Look at how nice. Oh my God. Oh my God. Love it. Love it. I really like the way it came out. Really like the way it came out. So I'm going right back here. And then, like I said, this is where I'm just going to, see, it's nicely, now it's nicely sealed. I ironed it and everything. Thank goodness I forgot. I almost forgot. I mean, thank goodness I remembered. Almost forgot. Y'all know my English is a mess. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up and put her little tokens in here so that she can enjoy her little tote with her dinner napkins and her quilt. And voila, the gift is complete. I am done, finished, all done, completed. So guys, hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I am all about embroidering and sewing, and I host Embroidery Happy Hour every Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So guys, this was a really fun project. I really have truly fallen in love with this tote bag. I think I'm going to make one myself. I got to find something to put my initials on it, because this really, really came out cute. I'm going to give you guys another, sorry, I know, the camera, look at that. Really nice. I love it. Great. I mean, oh, cute, 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 cute. So guys, hope you like this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. So guys, take care. Have a great night. And thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.